Welcome to Two Women in Crypto, a weekly podcast birthed on a whim by two women who are excited about the cryptocurrency landscape and have a shared passion about empowering others to step into the digital, tokenized world of the future. We offer tips, tricks, and our own individual insights as to how to begin to navigate this shift. We are not financial advisors nor experts. We are just here to encourage you to look at the possibilities. So welcome to the future. You're right on time. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly. How are you?
I am well. Welcome back, everyone, to Two Women in Crypto. We're glad to be here with you.
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy week. I think we're just gonna jump into it, right? And talk about some of these
Yeah.
hardware issues are abound.
Well, this is a really critical topic because our wallets, which is where we're going to go, right? Our wallets are really critical for us to keep our investment safe. So yeah, dive in. What did you find?
Yeah, so during the week we had like a major ledger debacle, right? So we have to think about these things. I think companies like Ledger and even Trezor, they are probably getting prepared for mass adoption, right? Because when I think about the future of finance and I'm seeing adoption in every single company, whether you're in e-commerce, marketing, real estate, trading, it doesn't matter. Everything is moving to the blockchain.
Yep.
So if we think about taking our cryptocurrency and holding them offline, people like you and I, no problem. We have this little tiny device. We're working it with our fingers. But if you lose your seed phrase, your money, your crypto is gone forever.
Right.
Right. So what Ledger, and I'm sure they're doing it for profit and for mass adoption. So they came up with this idea. Why don't we offer a subscription service to customers for $9.99 a month? And what we're going to do is we're going to hold your seed phrase, your 24-word seed phrase. So when you set up your wallet, you have to write down all those crazy things and then you hide it and you store it in a safe place. So Ledger came up with this service. However, we have a saying in crypto, right, Kelly?
Right. Absolutely. Not your,
Not your
go ahead.
not your keys, not your crypto. So the community did a major pushback, right? So we all know, those of us who have hardware wallets, we have to do firmware updates, right? So if I have to update my firmware on my Ledger Nano, right, then I am embedding that new software update into my hardware device, which means that there's a possibility that creates a backdoor for Ledger to come in and take my seed phrase, which should never exist.
Right.
So there's an absolute like uproar around this, and I like their concept in a way. Like, they're using a process called sharding, where there's 24 words. The United States has 8 words, the UK has 8 words, France has 8 words. No one trusts these countries. They're mass surveillance states. I mean, that's just the fact, right? So people are in an uproar. Ledger comes out and says, well, the only way we would give your seed phrase is if we got a government subpoena. The CEO is being interviewed and he's laying all of this out. No one at this point trusts Ledger,
No,
right?
absolutely not.
And how can you? Now Ledger came out and said, listen, it's postponed. The upgrade is now postponed, and they have close code, right? So it's not transparent. We don't know the code that they use to develop this hardware wallet. They're making it all open source.
Oh, okay.
Again, do you trust Ledger now?
No, I mean, yeah, No, I mean, there's so many things that are happening without us knowing. And I mean, that's a whole rabbit hole. It's an endless conversation around those things, or there's so many topics there. But no, I would definitely be moving off of Ledger. And I do have Ledger. We talked about that last week. I have some of my assets on Ledger, which I still need to move off of Ledger. Um, but
Yeah. Yeah. I moved some of mine off to SafePal. SafePal, not open source code. Okay. So here's the thing. We are in the wild, wild west. When we got into crypto, what are your choices for a hardware wallet? Ledger or Trezor? Normally you get both. And then you look at things like SafePal. Holy cow, so many tokens we can stake on the, it's a great, great product. But here we go. As cryptocurrency matures, so are the hardware wallets.
absolutely.
And right. So we talk about this all the time. We are in like this space where we're going to be having to upgrade our security. Last night, I'm on Twitter, right? CipherTrace was able to take a Trezor wallet and take it apart and hack it. All right, so let's talk about it. Sorry, my allergies are terrible today, you guys. So if I'm clearing my throat, it's just I live in Florida, and this is like Florida does not love me.
Everything's in bloom, right? Always.
Every and it's been raining, so it makes everything so much worse, and we need the rain. But yeah, my throat and my nose, it's just hilarious. So I want to talk about, okay, what's the new technology that has come out? Because I literally have been working around the clock for all of my clients, for us, for me, for everybody, because this is a really big deal. Now, I know we work with a lot of people. Some people own over Bitcoin, a bunch of Ethereum, a ton of XRP, whatever it is. Like, as we move into the next bull cycle, how can we, in the best way, keep our crypto safe? So the first wallet I kind of want to talk about is called Ngrave.
Which I was familiar with, but yeah, dive into this. It's a pricier wallet, but at this point in time,
Right. So again, it's just, yeah, like it's over 400 euros. Okay. So that's definitely a con to the wallet. They don't have like extensive coin support, but when I look at the security standards of the Ngrave wallet, it is the only hardware wallet on the market that has an EAL7 plus certification, which basically means that when they develop this wallet, they go through like extensive testing, penetration testing, like all this crazy stuff. And I used to be an IT recruiter, and every once in a while I would get a developer testing position for a penetration tester. So hard to find. Not a lot of people do this. And it's very, very intense. So the certification process and the security of Ngrave, which they put almost all of their money and focus on security. Because when I think about a hardware wallet, I want that hardware wallet to be secure. I love that I can stake most of my coins and use my ledger or my Trezor as that extra layer of security, right? To get into my soft wallet.
right.
But it's the same thing with Celsius and Voyager. I loved earning 9% on these centralized exchanges.
Right.
And I did it. And now we can't, right? Because security is key. We got to keep our eye on the prize. We
Right.
just got to keep, yeah. And you know, and again, it's just, we work so hard. We built our bags. We definitely don't want to lose our keys. Now, what are the chances of someone breaking in the house, taking apart your Trezor, you know, and hacking it and getting your keys? Very slim, but it's something that I don't want to do that. Like if you have tens of thousands of dollars in crypto, 100,000 to get the Ngrave. Just
Right.
get the Ngrave. If you have $300 in crypto, Well, get yourself the Edge wallet or the Exodus wallet or Trust, right? Don't worry about it. But if you want to go for the 100% top level secured wallet, it's definitely Ngrave.
So, is it, so it's, and Ngrave is not associated with the phone app. It's its wallet all on its own.
So I think you can connect, I'm
Oh,
going to
that's
do some research. I think there is an app, just so there's an app on your phone so you can look at the balance.
You can watch, you can track everything that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the screen is like, that nice 4-inch screen. So not only is it the most secure wallet, it's super user friendly.
Yeah.
Super user friendly.
So like air-gapped wallets, in a way, a SafePal is an air-gapped wallet in the fact that it's just a QR code scanning back and forth. Same thing with the Keystone, but
Right.
SafePal has an app where you can actually monitor the movement and the growth of your portfolio.
Exactly, exactly. And as Ngrave moves forward, they're going to be adding more tokens that they support. I think there's like 70 right now. And when I was doing research on air-gapped wallets, so basically you have no connectivity to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, the internet, and you can still use your wallet, which is awesome.
Right.
But a lot of these hardware wallet companies that say 100% air-gapped, when developers are messing around with them and trying to hack them, they're able to.
Hmm.
So this is new technology. There's pros and cons to every wallet. But if you want like a truly user-friendly 100% air-gapped wallet with the highest level of security, that evaluation level that they use for Ngrave, that 7+ level, it's the only hardware wallet that has that level of security.
That's good to know.
Yep. And if you're building your bags and you don't want to drop 400 euro on an Ngrave, that's totally fine. There's other options. But no, after the next bull cycle, when you have when your coins are worth a lot more than they are during a bear cycle, this is an option you can turn to.
And I think it's important, we've mentioned this many times, to have more than one wallet. And so if you have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, you might want to split it between 2 or 3 wallets. I mean, it's important to, because you don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the first thing that I did when this came out. I split my Bitcoin up off of my Ledger and my SafePal. I don't think that our wallets are unsafe today. This isn't like an emergency where everyone has to run out and make a fast decision, but just sit with this because, our security, everything is changing. And it's kind of like Trezor is like the original hardware wallet. I mean, I have one that's so little. It's not the Trezor Model T, but it was like the first one. And technology changes and it gets better. And that level of security on a Trezor or a Ledger is the EAL5 plus. So we want to move into the new world of having an EAL6 plus, or just get the 7 plus, drop the money on the Ngrave. And there's choices.
There are choices. A lot of the wallets use Chrome extensions as well, which, we've talked about. MetaMask is a Chrome extension, and there's a lot of decentralized wallets. Kepler, Yori, I mean, they're all, but they're plugins through, like, to connect to ledgers through a Chrome extension. So, it's a tough thing. I mean, even on the decentralized way, I think internet money, is it the IM wallet? It's also a Chrome extension. So there's options on the decentralized way, but it's not quite as solid
Yeah.
in terms of being separated from the masses.
And there's risk involved. And like, if I think about it, like if I'm a school teacher and I don't know anything about cryptocurrency except that it's going up in value,
Right.
and I want to buy some, sure, get a subscription or something like that. Do what you're comfortable with. But people who have been through this process, who see the world in a different light, who have seen, we saw what happened in Canada when people protest, in a blink of an eye, your funds can be frozen. So, for me, like, I'm just going to get an Ngrave. I'm looking at the next wallet we're going to talk about too is like a Tangent wallet. But with the Ngrave, the other thing that I liked about it, and I've been trying not to go the biometric route, but I just think we're going to have to. But if I set up an Ngrave wallet, and there's a lot of things about beneficiaries, right? So if something happens to me, I can actually have Rowan put her fingerprint on the Ngrave wallet. She'll have access to the wallet.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a
So
really nice feature.
yeah, and there's another wallet called Kivo that actually incorporates beneficiaries into the hardware wallet. But when I look at that level of security, Ngrave is just better for that price point. And just being able to add Rowan with that, with her fingerprint, and then have a living will that your crypto goes to your partner. I think we're moving in the right direction.
Right.
But through all of this, it's been kind of cool because now I think like the easiest thing that people can do is get themselves a Tangent wallet. It looks just like it's a credit card. It looks just like a credit card. So no firmware updates, all open source code, no private keys. They're all embedded into the card. And it's got an EAL6 plus security, right? So you don't have to worry about writing down your recovery seed. Everything is built into the card. No firmware updates. So whatever it is, but it does offer support to a lot of different coins. You can even, use it through your app on your phone with your card. Go ahead.
So on that one, how does it work if there's no private keys if you misplace your card?
So that's a con.
That's a big con. Sorry. Like, no private.
So this is what I recommend. You can get 3 of these cards for $60. And I'm processing this, right? I give one to Rowan. I have one in the safe, whatever it is, one in the drawer. Put one at my parents' house in their safe. If you lose your cards, that's it. Your cryptocurrency is gone.
So you could load it. You could load that card to use out in the world when things become more in the realm of mass adoption. But if you lose the card, it's not even associated with a PIN, like a 3-digit PIN to use it. Interesting.
So you lose your card, there's no way you can recover. I mean, so that's the downfall. The upside is this is the easiest, you probably don't even need 2 women in crypto to help you set up your hardware wallet, right? But I don't know. I mean, I think there's pros and cons to both. I would want to use the Tangent wallet for when we do have more mass adoption and we can go out and use our Stellar, our XRP, or Bitcoin to buy goods and services out in the world. Instead of using a trust wallet, it would be like that extra layer of protection, right? For that hardware component.
And can you move things off and on pretty easily? I mean, so you can, interesting. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, so it's super easy. But again, you lose your card, you lose your crypto. You think about a Visa card and it's got that embedded chip. So everything is embedded in this card and it's called NFC, near field communication. If that chip gets hacked and there's a chance, right?
For sure. I'm sorry, but I'm kind of thinking, I'm kind of thinking that doesn't work in Kellyverse.
I know, we all need to just think about the Ngrave wallet and call it a day. I don't know what this is. Like, I'm trying to come up with other things, but like when things like this happen, and we know when the masses come into cryptocurrency, they're pushing us towards centralization, right? People like you and I, we take personal responsibility for our finances. We are our own bank. I don't really want to be my own bank, but what's our trust level in the current system? I'm my own bank. I trust me. I trust you. I don't trust JP Morgan, right? I don't understand. I don't know. We have no idea what's going on in the world. you know?
No, we're like you said, we've been saying it for a couple of years now. We really are in that wild, wild west, and we don't
Yeah.
know what's going to happen. Every day there's something tangible on
Yeah.
the front of news in the financial sector all over the world. Doesn't matter what thread you're on, that really makes you scratch your chin saying, what can I trust? What is truth? Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way I feel right now is like all of this stuff isn't an emergency, but let's just look at it. The technology is emerging. And, my number one go-to wallet is definitely going to be the Ngrave.
Yes, and if you see a tangent, I definitely look it up so you know what it looks like. And if you ever see one laying on the ground, pick it up because it might be a windfall. Sorry, just a chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild. Interesting. Well, I mean, that could prove to be a handy little gift for people too.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's like a PIN code that you have to put into your phone to use it. So I don't think you could just get the
Yeah,
card and like swipe it like a regular credit card. But again,
interesting.
I don't know. I mean, when I look at that NFC, that's not an air gapped wallet, right?
Right.
So you're connected to the internet. And I just, but it does have a high level of security.
Yeah,
It's, I think, you know, everyone's got to find their like comfort level. You
absolutely.
know, another really good wallet I came across was called EliPal. Again, the 4-inch screen, it looks beautiful. It's, all these wallets are becoming more and more like made out of steel, like just high quality, materials, not like a ledger and a Trezor that's made out of plastic. But the EliPal, there's a lot of questions about, is it truly air gapped? The certification level is at, that 5 EAL plus. It's not as high level as an Ngrave. So if I had to choose between the two, I don't know. I would get that Ngrave, but EliPal supports 46 blockchains, over 10,000 tokens. I mean, it looks really cool. So,
Yeah.
maybe we use an EliPal when we want to stake our coins and stuff, but I haven't seen anything that really supports it with that third-party integration, right? So when I'm on Algorand's DeFi and I'm staking my Yieldly, I use my ledger to get access to that, to my
Right.
Algo wallet. But like, these are all things we all have to sit with. And if anyone has questions, like Kelly and I are here, that's why I want everyone to sit with this. I know, right? We're big fans of SafePal, Trezor, Ledger, and now it's like things are different.
Well,
So
one thing I want to mention too is something, I think, is it Ngrave that has it? I know that Ledger has it. SafePal may have the accompanying metal like vault that you actually can mark your seed phrase in that would withstand a fire. I think there's
right,
something, there's other aspects of safety that we can tap onto real quick, but Engrave's the one that has that, the bigger one where you can
the
actually,
graphene
the
plate, yeah,
graphene plate. So there's,
for an extra like hundred something dollars
oh my gosh. So
or 100. It might be
yeah,
100.
there's another way you can go about doing that, and that is who was it? At the very, very beginning, I was watching somebody set up on YouTube their safety, and they were taking washers and hammering their seed phrases in. They've got the little alphabet that they would use, and they hammer their seed phrases in, and that's what they keep in a vault, which is great. Time consuming, absolutely.
Right.
But if you think about it, I mean, water, fire, there's things that would happen with a lot of our seed phrases that we're keeping in our little notebooks or whatever in a safe. So there are
Yeah.
things to consider about your safety.
No,
Aggressive.
definitely, and just to hear you talking about that too, it's like maybe if you wanted to get this Tangent credit card, put it in a Faraday little bag. Just cut that off for people that cannot come in and hack it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Anyway, there's lots of things. You got to lean into what feels good. And like we're doing here, thanks to your deep dive, you're watching technology change. And the wallets that we're using
yeah,
today at some point will become obsolete for safety reasons or just
right.
pure old technology.
Yeah, yeah. And the technology is just getting better and better, and we're just rolling with it, and from the beginning, even when we teach all of our classes, we always say like this is what it is today, and then it changes. So, we're just shifting into a change. I'm pretty excited about the Ngrave wallet. I'm not gonna lie. It looks so beautiful. I love the screen. It's like so well made. And
Yeah,
I
awesome.
mean, I'm loving that functionality of it. So I'll keep everybody posted when I get it ordered.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. So I know like talking about hardware wallets, it's an essential, it's a necessity. It's not the most exciting topic. So, so let's get excited.
All right, bring it on.
All right. I mean, I just want to lay out a picture here. So, okay. As I'm doing I mean, 24/7, I'm looking at all these different wallets and stuff. And every time I like check the news for Ripple, it's awesome. I mean, I am getting so bullish on XRP right now. Let's just break this down, right? Last night I posted in our group before I went to sleep.
Excuse me.
Brad Garlinghouse, he's the CEO of Ripple. He got interviewed yesterday, and he basically said, fingers crossed, this is his personal opinion. He believes that the lawsuit is going to be ending in weeks, not months. Okay. So that's very bullish, very good news. The other thing is, I was like, okay, like let's sit with this. All right. So Ripple goes to Dubai, right, for their yearly like conference, their swell conference. And, he's saying, he's like, look, Ripple's got $1 billion in cash on the sideline. We're going to be investing or acquiring other companies, which is a strategic, smart move during a bear cycle when companies are failing and they're hurting monetarily, like big time. Yeah, look at the great moves JP Morgan's making.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
They've got cash on the side and they're going to use it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, let's just have a thought process and go back in time a little bit. In 2021, Ripple acquired 40% of Tranglo that does cross-border payments in over 20 countries around the world. Okay. A couple days ago, they made an announcement that Tranglo is expanding into the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, right? They have exploded into the MENA district, which is the Middle East, North Africa district, right? Which is when we look at where the next bull cycle is going to start, it's these emerging technologies or emerging countries. It's Absolutely. Dubai, Singapore. Okay, so then I see Hong Kong, right, which is part of China, which never banned cryptocurrency. The whole thing is a big fat FUD. I mean, even with Bitcoin mining, the second largest Bitcoin mining country in the world is China. So all of that was just to get people scared. I hope people didn't sell their Bitcoin, right? But anyway, Hong Kong chooses Ripple and a couple of other companies to do a pilot program for the tokenization of real estate.
Right? I love it.
Yeah. And last week, Ripple drops $250 million and they buy a Swiss-based custodial company called Medico, right? Yep. For the custody of your digital assets and the tokenization technology.
Yep. It's like like the World Bank. It's a Swiss bank. That's where everybody's, yeah.
Right. Because when we look at adoption right now, it's obviously not going to be in America. We don't have legislation yet. It's coming. Right. We don't have legislation yet. But when we look at, all these emerging countries and even look at Europe, they signed the MiCA bill, which is their digital assets regulatory framework. Right. That's going to be going into effect in mid 2024. You can't make this up. So we have MICA going into effect mid 2024. We have the Bitcoin halving going on in mid 2020.
So excited. It's like, oh, just hang on, folks. Just hang on.
I mean, so again, I'm feeling super bullish. If anyone's not holding extra, we're not telling you to buy it. We're not financial advisors. We want you guys to do your research. The world is changing. The future is going to be running on the blockchain. I mean, I am just 100% convinced, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
But it's like, when I look at the adoption and listen to people be like, I'm not sold, everything is going to be running on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Decentralized finance, tokenization of securities, houses, our identity, everything is going to become a non-fungible token to fractionalize our economy. And it gives more liquidity, right? If we have liquidity issues, if we don't have any money, why don't we tokenize real estate? It's one of the biggest factors in our economy. We take an illiquid asset, we make it liquid, all this money flows into the economy. I don't think we're going to pay off our debt ceiling, but we're going to expand our economy, and we're rolling the dice. It's an experiment. It may or may not work, but it could, in theory, work. I've been having a lot of conversations with ChatGPT about it.
Well, there you go. No, but it's a fascinating time. It's really interesting. And what other digital real estate companies? There's Proppy. Are there others that you've uncovered recently?
Well, there's Realty. There's another one, I think it's called like labs.io. Don't quote me on that, because
No, Labs.io. I'm full disclosure. I've been holding Labs for quite a while.
Okay. Yeah. So those are some of the ones. Those are probably the top three, but I think Proppy, labs.io, again, they're tokenizing high-end real estate, in like Singapore, I think was their first release. So, again, it's like, what an amazing, amazing time to be part of this transfer of wealth. It's like being a kid in a candy store. I want decentralized finance. I want decentralized storage. I want decentralized ID, tokenization of real estate. Artificial intelligence projects. We don't have enough money for all these projects. So just pick your favorites. If you're a realtor and you know real estate in and out, it makes sense to do a deep dive into the real estate market and be like, this is the best company,
Yep. And be a leader in your community. Bring it in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's because this is it. We're moving.
Yes.
I know.
Be ahead of the game, become the expert in that conversation.
That's right. It makes so much sense. So, I'm just like, and I know there's so many crazy things going on in the world, but like, I just feel so good about everything. I'm just, I just do. And I know we have to be patient. We're still in a building year, but during this building year, look at what Ripple's accomplished. Like, look at some of these other, cryptocurrency projects, I just like the amount of like applications that are going to be built on the blockchain, which are just new businesses. It's astounding. It's astounding.
Yep, it's very exciting. And like I said, we can't hold all the coins out there, but there are amazing projects to really lean into.
Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to mention, let me see, I wrote it down, my 300 pages of notes, but so here's a headline when we talk about adoption. Solana blockchain integrates ChatGPT plugin, launches AI accelerator, right? So Solana integrated with Helium back in the day for the blockchain phone. Our phones are either going to be satellite on the blockchain, but just FYI, with the research I've done with Solana, highly centralized. Okay, so I'm a little nervous that they're going to be pulling, especially with this integration of ChatGPT, pulling enormous amounts of data about us. I don't like it, right? But our phones are all going to be on the blockchain. Why would we do that? 100% more secure. 100% more secure, right? Than just what we have now.
Right. Right.
Apple VR headset coming out June 1st.
Woohoo!
Right?
Woo! Yeah, can't wait. I'm on that. It's on my birthday list, everybody. Who knows it? My date's coming up here. Put it on my list.
I know. But at least Apple wants augmented reality. Meta wants the metaverse.
Right.
Meta Facebook wants you to live in a virtual reality and probably in a box, sucking your nutrients down from like, Bill Gates, like a peel freaking food, right?
We'll go get a bag granola bar. They're out there.
They're all out. I think Costco is doing the coding on organic vegetables. A peel. If you see a sticker that says a peel, do not buy it. It's Bill Gates. But when Meta wants you to live in a virtual reality, Apple at least wants you to live in an augmented reality.
Right.
So that's a little bit better. And we're not going to stop this because like we're in our 50s, 60s, 70s, right? I mean, when you look at these young kids, I don't know. I think they all wear headsets. You go to Dave and Buster's, there's a headset game, I don't see it going away, but I do see, you look at like render token, it went up over 800% because it's a token for decentralized content that is somehow wrapped into Apple. So again, when I look at this year of 2023, and I look at the projects that are being built, this is a building year, right? And we're seeing some launches, cool things are happening. But no, any company that's going to be bridging Web 2.0 to Web 3.0 to me is a home run. Home run.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. You just pick the projects you want to be involved in. They're all home runs. There's so many out there that are just like you speak of, that mass transfer of wealth is pick them,
Yep.
a lot.
Absolutely. And I just yeah, and it's the same thing. Like I even was writing notes like, with China, right? So China going live in just what, like a week after they banned all the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency. Hong Kong's looking to become a cryptocurrency hub now. They have platforms that are super popular, in their region. Like I wrote down like Conflux is their like decentralized system that's going to be strong. Then you have Nucleon that's built on top of Conflux that's going to provide DeFi staking. You pick the project, you pick the region. There's so much opportunity. I am so super bullish. Even if we have another Black Swan event with cybersecurity, they keep telling us, oh, and by the way, did you see last night? I think a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people saw it, but Microsoft came out and said that the United States had a major infrastructure hack by China. How they know this right away? They knew the name of the group. It was Typhoon something or another. But like, another reason to get the Ngrave Wallet.
Interesting. No, I did not see that last night. Yeah.
So again, if something goes down, and if we look at our devices that could be fried, maybe we do want a Faraday cage, put some tinfoil, wrap your phone around it, take your hardware wallet, wrap your phone around it, whatever it is, just like easy things that we can do to protect ourselves. But I think about Klaus Schwab and this whole narrative of we're going to have a cybersecurity event that's going to make the pandemic look like nothing. So I'm seeing this narrative increase. And they even use the narrative to give senators satellite phones.
Right.
I don't know why only 50 senators took satellite phones. I don't know why every single senator doesn't have a satellite phone by now, but they're using the narrative. What's true, what's not true, we don't know anymore, right? But we can look at the narrative still and make decisions based on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody needs to be prepared for numerous scenarios, not in a way that is creating fear, but just have some thoughts about what it could look like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is not a time to be fearful. This is a time,
Absolutely not.
yeah, dollar cost average into your favorite projects so many times throughout the day. You know, I'm big into music and my crypto songs, but you know, Billy Joel, like we didn't start the fire. And if you listen to the song, this has been going on for so long. And I think if the media and the government and the elite people and the powers that be, if they keep us in a state of confusion, in a state of fear, right? We can't really like thrive.
Right, absolutely. And that's why, just be mindful of what you're absorbing throughout the day and how it
Right.
affects
And
you. So,
I'm absorbing this for everybody, staying grounded and being in light. So we could make decisions based on these things. And that's why Kelly and I show up every week and do these videos.
and that's cool.
Right.
We chat on the side to kind of process things as the week, weeks go by. But yeah, it's an exciting time. Just be
Yeah.
ready for the
It's
fireworks. Just lots of fireworks, which is great.
so super exciting. And now we got politicians that are going to be running in 2024 saying we can use our Bitcoin, no central bank digital currency. You know, we're seeing more and more and more. Just a couple of years ago, they were saying Bitcoin's going to zero, cryptocurrency is a scam. And now we're getting regulation, and we actually have governors, we have people that are running for president that are talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, digital assets. And the research that I've done, they've been building this infrastructure for over a decade, folks. Okay. And
Yeah,
even if
it's already done.
yeah, and even if you're using a digital dollar, what's going on in that back end, right? When you use your Visa card, how are those transactions being processed? How are they being settled? That's all going to be done using XRP, Stellar, Algorand, Ethereum. We have the world is like our oyster right now, and I'm so very excited.
Awesome. 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 Well, I think that is a great way to end this segment. I mean, it's been every week is always full of a lot of news, regardless of what subject it is. So it's awesome. I'm spending the weekend myself putting all of my notes together in a new way to get myself anchored in for this next big role. Super
Yep.
excited.
It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. We have our Q&A class coming up at the end of the month, $10. It's kind of like just like a donation.
End of the
Come and
month
join
is
us
Saturday.
this Saturday.
This Saturday is the end of the month.
Oh,
So
wow. All right. So we will see y'all on Saturday.
yeah, it's amazing how quickly this time flies when we're having fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, $10. Great group of people that show up just to have amazing conversations about everything. Nothing is off the table in terms of discussions. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And before we wrap up too, just real quick, I want to just do a quick shout out to our sponsors. When I'm
absolutely.
looking at the price of real estate drop, you know, there will be a time when the Fed reverses and the interest rates go down. You need a notary. You need a notary on the go. You're purchasing a new home, a condo, whatever it is, some land, you know. Yeah, we have Jeannie Johnson from Markley Mobile.
Yeah, absolutely. Great human being and just a great access point for just what life throws at us when we need it. So, yeah, and then for myself too, this weekend, I know that I reference Mary Berger from Computer Diva all the time. I actually have to connect with her to hand off a hard drive that I had mentioned in a prior um, taping that died on me. So I'm hoping that she can resolve it. I'm lucky that she's close by that I can just drop it off. But that being said, she does everything remote. She has saved my skin many times. And it's a good thing to just have her kind of service. Computer Diva will put a program on your computer where she monitors everything to make sure that your system is running smoothly. And if you get hit by a spam, she gets notified before you're even aware and takes care of it. So huge accolades to her and her services. And thank you for being part of this journey with us here at Two Women in Crypto as well. So
Yeah, we definitely
biz.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate all of our sponsors. And again, I'm glad you brought that up with the spams and stuff. If you get any emails from Ledger because of everything that's been going on, hackers and spammers are coming after you. Do not open any emails from Ledger. Do not give your keys or your seed to anyone. And when in doubt, just reach out to us.
And the other thing on that too, just as a side note, be mindful of anything. If you're investing, or excuse me, investigating is what I wanted to say, any type of cryptocurrency, go to CoinMarketCap, go to CoinGecko, query the coin there, and then use the links that are on their website to do the deep dive. I had a friend just recently who got kind of hacked, not really hacked, but ended up with a virus on his phone because he went to a group, somehow went into a chat room, and the virus took over his phone. These are real things, people. We have to be very, very mindful of what we click. And I know we all get busy and we're, like this is, and I'm just going to click it. It happens to all of us, but just be mindful, especially as technology continues to morph here.
Right.
We're sneaky little bastards.
They really are. They really are.
They are. They catch you, and so it can hit your phone too. So it's not about not just your computer, it's your phone as well. So just be mindful of that. Yep. Safety, safety.
Safety first.
Safety
All
first.
right.
All right. Everybody have a great holiday weekend here in the States. We have a Memorial Day weekend, so it's a long extended weekend for us here. But yeah, until next time.
All right, everybody, let's just huddle on.
Huddle on. Your hosts for Two Women in Crypto are Andrea Caldero and Kelly Lair. You'll find more information and details regarding the Two Women in Crypto membership, educational and informative class and event offerings, and more via their website, twowomenencrypto.com. Both Andrea and Kelly are available for speaking events and offer private consultations focused on helping individuals navigate the future. Until next time, huddle on.